Good afternoon and welcome to Point News. I'm Juliana Brock.
And I'm Leslie Krebs. From local Pittsburgh news and an update on Point Park sports.
And what's happening overseas?
Let's get right to the point with this week's news.
An alligator was found along Roaring Run Trail in Kieske Township. Two bikers came across the reptile and carried it 3 miles back to the parking lot. There they met Kieske Township police, who then took the gator back to their station. The reptile is believed to be the same alligator that was reported missing 6 months prior. The alligator will be taken to Nate's Reptile Rescue in Pittsburgh. Ultimately, the plan is to transport it to Florida.
Point Park baseball swept Fisher College in their season opener this weekend, earning 4 wins at Wild Things Park in Washington County. Head coach Lauren Torres also hit a major milestone during the games, securing his 600th career win. Torres is in his 15th year at Point Park, and he is ranked within the top 25 active NAIA coaches for career victories. The team is currently ranked 20th in the nation for their division, so we're expecting a great year from all the players.
The Point Park's men's basketball team is ranked number 22 in the country. The team has a record of 23-2 on the season after beating Shawnee State last Saturday. The team is being led by Joe Vowry, who leads the team in points per game. Vowry was also recently named River State's Conference Player of the Week for the second time this season. Point Park will look to build on their current 4-game winning against Alice Lloyd on Saturday.
On Wood Street and Boulevard of the Allies, artwork from students of Point Park begins to display outward to the street in both Lawrence and Academic Hall. The artwork by students is a part of a new exhibit downtown called What I Want the World to See art exhibit. According to Kelly Wilding, her and her first-year Bonners class led the project with the exhibit. They hope to support, connect, and grow Point Park's presence as a key partner within the downtown Pittsburgh's art community in alignment with Pioneer Vision 2030.
On December 5th, 2023, Provost Michael Soto announced in a faculty assembly that 2024 will be the 3rd year in a row for Point Park to have a deficit budget. Regardless of the loss, Soto says he believes with upcoming changes at the university, he has never felt more confident about its future. Soto says that in 2025 to 2026 fiscal year, the budget for the university should begin to improve. As for upcoming changes, the university is looking to relocate its Welcome Center as well as add security turnstiles to 2 of its buildings.
After the break, learn about a deadly plane crash, plus a listeria outbreak causing harm across the U.S., and get the scoop on the NFL's big game. You won't want to miss this.
Take them, cue them, open their mics.
Today marked the 1-year anniversary of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette strike.
Point Park University just hosted a campus-wide meeting.
Plans for the rapid transit bus line are not set to conclude until 2025.
On Monday night, extremely intense Israeli airstrikes in the Rafah area killed more than 100 people, according to the Palestine Red Cross Society. The Egyptian presidency said in a statement that Israeli bombardment on the Rafah border was the reason for aid temporarily halting into Gaza. In an interview, Israeli Defense Force spokesperson Daniel Hagari responded to questions regarding the deaths of civilians in the bombings. Quote, "We did what we need to do to rescue our hostages, and we will keep on doing that anywhere we have the conditions to do that," end quote.
Jennifer Crumbly, the mother of the Oxford High School shooter, has been found guilty of 4 counts of manslaughter. Her son Ethan pleaded guilty in 2021 to 1 count of terrorism causing death, 4 counts of murder, and 19 other charges related to deadly rampage. The prosecution argued that Crumbly was responsible for the deaths due to her giving her son the gun. Prosecutor Karen McDonald said, quote, "It takes the unthinkable, and she has done the unthinkable, and because of that, 4 kids have died," end quote. She now faces up to 15 years in prison.
45-year-old Ricky Alderett was arrested on Tuesday, February 13th for cutting down, dismantling, and burning a Jackie Robinson statue. Alderett's exact position in the crime is not determined, but he is charged with felony theft, aggravated criminal damage to property, identity theft, and making false information. The incident took place on January 25th in Wichita, Kansas. On that day, Alderett and 2 others were caught on camera cutting a Jackie Robinson statue down to his ankles. 3 weeks later, an arrest has been made. Wichita Police Lieutenant Aaron Moses stated, quote, "The investigation has not revealed any evidence indicating that this was a hate-motivated crime. Instead, we believe this theft was motivated by the financial gain of scrapping common metal," end quote. The value of the statue is estimated to be $75,000 as it is 95% copper. Donations from the local community, the MLB, and even a $10,000 donation from a former anonymous MLB player have gotten fundraising up to $300,000 to help rebuild the statue and fund the baseball area.
2 people are now dead following a small plane crash on a Florida highway. The Bombardier Challenger 600 jet crashed on Highway I-75 on Friday. The plane was attempting to make an emergency landing and collided with a car after crashing into the highway. The National Transportation Safety Board told people that the emergency landing was due to a dual engine failure. All southbound lanes are closed and travelers can expect delays. With spring break right around the corner, students from Florida may also experience travel delays while going home.
A 35-year-old man tragically passed away on Monday evening after being shot in a Bronx subway station. The man, Beltran Sanchez, was the single life lost in the occurrence. 5 other victims were injured. Mayor Eric Adams addressed the incident, saying it came as a result of a dispute, not a random act. NYPD Chief of Transit Michael Kemper claims that the victims were shot on the platform after members of the altercation ran off the train. The group that sustained injuries deemed, quote, non-life-threatening is made up of a 14-year-old girl, a 15-year-old boy, a 28-year-old man, a 29-year-old woman, and a 71-year-old man. No arrests have been made, and investigators are looking into surveillance from the scene to identify suspects.
A Scottish ex-leader admits to deleting WhatsApp messages. Nicola Sturgeon has admitted to deleting WhatsApp messages on WhatsApp during the COVID-19 pandemic. During a testimony, Sturgeon said that she, quote, did not make extensive use of informal messaging and certainly did not use it to make decisions, end quote. Sturgeon said that her use of the app was limited and she did not use the app for any government business. WhatsApp is a free cross-platform messaging app that allows anyone anywhere be able to text, call, and send photos and videos completely free no matter the device.
After a second admission back in the hospital, National Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has been released. Austin was readmitted for an ongoing bladder issue, but is currently, quote, in good condition, end quote. While in the hospital, Austin transferred his power and responsibilities to Kathleen Hicks. Austin has regained his full duties, but he won't be returning to work in person until a later date. The Pentagon announced Austin will, quote, recuperate and perform his duties remotely from home for a period before returning to work at the Pentagon later this week, end quote. The big game just passed, leaving many thrilled or disappointed. Reporter Gabe Ebersole has the details on the highlights. Gabe?
With a record 124 million viewers watching, the Chiefs and 49ers couldn't separate in 60 minutes of regulation. In the NFL's second big game to ever go into overtime, the Kansas City Chiefs captured their 3rd title of the decade already when Mecole Hardman caught a 3-yard touchdown with 3 seconds left on the clock. Although the most bet on player prop in NFL history, Travis Kelce anytime touchdown, didn't hit, the tight end came through with a big second half, nearing 100 yards on the game. Patrick Mahomes won the game's highest honor of the MVP, accounting for nearly 400 yards of offense. He picks up his 3rd big game MVP of his young career, becoming the first player in NFL history to do so before the age of 30 years old.
The big game just aired this weekend and lived up to many expectations. One of those being the game's renowned halftime show, with the special performer this evening being award-winning music artist Usher. That wasn't the only big name, as guest appearances from Alicia Keys, Lil Jon, Ludacris, Her, and will.i.am all joined him on stage for his rendition of his hit songs. While social media criticized his vocals, one thing that can't be disputed was his choreography and outfit changes, with one of the biggest moments being his dance skills on roller skates. This makes one of the most notable halftime performances to date. Coming up after the break, your local Pittsburgh weather update will let you know if you need to bundle up or dress down. We'll be right back. Let's hand things off to our weather reporter, Devin Amir. Devin?
Thanks, Leslie. Hi, Pittsburgh. I'm here with your weather update for the week. Expect a mix of conditions with temperatures ranging from highs and lows in the 50s and in the upper 20s. You might see some rain scattered this week, as well as clouds overhead as we near the weekend, so be sure to grab your umbrella or your coat. Compared to last week in the Steel City, we are looking ahead into those gray and cold days once again, so stay prepared and enjoy the sunshine when it's around.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Point News.
If you want to check out more, tune into our weekly newscast every Thursday. Thank you and have a nice evening.